What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Math with Mr. G. Those of you that subscribed to the channel as soon as it came out, again, I do want to apologize for this extended absence. As I explained to you in class, there were some issues with my laptop that appear to have been fixed. So hopefully, in the near future, we won't be having this problem again. Um, Unfortunately, this is not the grandest of circumstances given what's going on. But again, hopefully this channel is in one way, shape, or form some support so that you can continue your review at home. Depending on how many lessons we've covered since the last video that I posted, you might be seeing this intro repeatedly. If there's only been one lesson, you're only going to see this once. If there's been more, well, I'm just going to use the same in the interest of saving memory. So I don't want to apologize ahead of time for that. But without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, 7th graders. The last section that we covered is titled the percent equation. This is going to be very similar to the previous section, which was the percent proportion. But again, there are going to be some differences. So let's begin with the percent equation. You might remember from your notes and from your book, the percent equation is the following. Part equals percent times there it is, times whole. The percent, of course, being expressed as a decimal. Sorry I'm running it like this, you guys. Again, as you may see, I do not have the same board space that I would otherwise have in a classroom. So let's just go ahead and rewrite it, but let's abbreviate it. Part equals percent times the whole. Much like the previous section, your problems are going to give you two pieces of information. Your job is going to be to identify which one is missing. The way you would do that is, let's say for example, you are given the part and you are given the whole. You will plug that into your equation and then solve. This might look a little bit confusing, so let's do some examples to go with it. Let's say for example, you have a problem that says 25 is what percent of 50? I did not write out the word percent, again in the interest of space, but again, much like in the previous section, you want to find keywords. The keyword here is what percent. Immediately that is going to tell you that the portion from your equation that you're missing is going to be your percent. Next, the keyword of, as we discussed previously, will indicate to you which one is the whole, and by process of elimination, 25 is going to be your part. So again, percent equation is part equals percent times the whole. So let's plug that in. 25 is going to equal percent, let's say n, times 50. What you want to do now, if your variable or your missing number is going to be either one of these two values, what you're going to do is divide by the number. What you do now is divide in order to isolate your variable. These two are going to cancel out, giving you the answer n is equal to 25 divided by 50, which equals 0.5. Now, remember, it's asking you for a percent, and in our percent equation, the percent is expressed as a decimal. So if you are solving for a percent, if done correctly, once you have your decimal, what you need to do is multiply it by 100 in order to get your answer as a percent. Final answer, 25 is 50% of 50. Let's do another example. Let's say we have what number is 10% of 45. Again, identify the parts that might stand out. This time you are given a percent, which is 10%. And the word of, again, will indicate to you what your whole is. What number is going to represent the part? The part is what we don't know what it is. So let's go ahead and plug that into our equation. P for part is going to equal 10%. Again, we want to write that as a decimal, which is just 0.1. If you need a refresher on how to convert percentages to decimals, quick shortcut, divide by 100 or just move over your decimal point over to spaces. 0.1 times 45. Once you are here, all you have to do, simply take these two values and multiply them. 0.1 times 45 will give you 4.5. Whenever your variable is the part, it's going to be very simple. All you're going to do is multiply the two values that your problem has already given you. Let's do one more example. Now let's say we have 100 is 25% of what number? Again, we have 25% over here. We have keyword of, only this time it's followed by what number. So now we know that the whole is, 100 is our part. So let's set up our equation. Part 100 is equal to 0.25 times W. Again, whenever your variable or your unknown is on this side or to the right of your equation, what you're going to want to do next is divide. Divide by the other value, and that will isolate your variable. Give me your final answer. W is equal to, we'll say in blue for this last step, 100 divided by 0.25, which if you input into a calculator should give you 400. 100 is 25% of 400. Again, this section is going to be very similar to the previous section, the percent proportion. The keywords here are going to be paying attention to the words that are being used so that you can identify what portions you are given and by consequence what you need to solve for. Hopefully this video helps you out, and again, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, send me an email. Remember that this channel has comments disabled, and the way things are, that's probably not going to change in the near future. So if you do need more support, by all means, I'll be more than happy to. Just send me a quick email. Hopefully, again, this helped you out. And again, feedback is always welcome so that I can improve the channel for you guys moving forward. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.